Going to the movie theater is one of the greatest things you can do with your spare time. You sit in the dark, you eat popcorn, you get a nice cool Sprite, and there's literally no possible way to be distracted. However, going to the movies, no matter how you slice it, is a dying industry. It is not an uncommon experience for your average Joe to experience a movie in a theater by himself. Or at least that's what I tell myself. This one time I saw Dragon Ball Super Superhero in theaters, and I was the only person in the whole theater. Granted, I saw it in Japanese with English subtitles, but my point still stands. Movie theaters aren't as popular as they used to be. However, it's also not uncommon to be in a packed theater on opening night. At least it has to be a big blockbuster, or else you'll be able to get tickets at the door and get good seats. I'm not complaining, I just don't think it's healthy for the industry. I want to change that, so here are my reasons to go to theaters and give them your money. Earlier, I said that watching a movie in theaters is way better than watching at home. I'm just going to give you a few reasons as to why. Number 1, the screen is really big. Watching it in theaters is simply better for the bigger screen. When I went to go see Jackass 4 with my friends in theaters, I could see clear as day Danger Aaron's testicles getting squished like grapes under a pogo stick. Watching the experience at home, Aaron gets hit in the dick with a pogo stick. The experience is far less fun at home because the details obscured without the theater screen. Number 2, everything is designed around you watching the movie like a fat pig. I don't know if this is countrywide because I don't watch movies in other states, but recliners in theaters are amazing. I don't like those old chairs, and I'm glad they're gone because these recliners are so good. You have to fully not recline because you will be comfy enough to accidentally fall asleep. In my hometown, which is the giant area of Metro Detroit, there was a theater that opened up that changed the whole game for the area called Imagine. This theater slapped, and I'm going to gush about it real quick. You have giant proportions of popcorn and soda, the popcorn is buttered for you when you scoop it into buckets, and the soda fountains are those fancy ones with all the flavors. On top of that, if you don't want a soda, there's an icy machine that doesn't cost extra. Also, there's food, like real food. You can order and have it delivered to your seat before the movie starts. You don't know heaven until you are watching a movie with a platter of chicken tenders, fries, and an icy. It doesn't last long and is wildly unhealthy, but it's so worth it, even if it's just for once. Back on track, the main thing Imagine did for the area was set recliners as the standard. If you didn't notice, all these other things cost extra, but I'll be damned if I'm buying a movie ticket in on those old garbage seats. Look at them. Now recliners are standard in all of Metro Detroit, meaning everyone can now watch a movie and feel like a lord of the land, which leads me to my third point. Number 3, not all theaters are Imagine, but most theaters have massively improved over the last 10 years. As I mentioned before, recliners are standard, but I've seen more theaters implement those cool drink fountains, which I like. These are always in odd places, but I like them because I like drinking soda with more flavored syrup than the normal amount. Also, Dr. Pepper prides itself on 23 flavors, but if I add cherry and vanilla, does that make it 25 flavors? Or is it cherry and vanilla already a part of the original 23 flavors? All in all, it's neither. I don't know. Look it up. Bars, which I forgot to mention because I'm 22, are more common in theaters, which makes sense given the change in age demographics over time and how alcohol consumption is today.
Life happens. Get over it.
Life happens.
Get over it. Life happens. Get over it. Life happens. Get over it. Life happens.
Theaters now offer real food, which actually fills you and makes sense for the price you're paying. I mean, it's upcharged, but a full pizza for $20 you can eat and share in the theaters is awesome compared to a popcorn and soda being upcharged to $20. Overall, movie theaters are great because you don't have any distractions, a big screen, and you sit in furniture that will ensure you don't think about how your body looks sitting in them. However, as much as I've been sucking off movie theaters this video, they do have some problems that are worth mentioning, and hopefully they get fixed. The first one is the biggest one, but it's annoying to hear people talking in the theater. Theaters nowadays are pretty relaxed about people talking while the movie is playing. Even if you talk to management that a group of people are being blatantly loud, oh my god. I don't try to tell parents how to raise their children because I'm not a parent, however, there are just odd choices on what movie to take your kids to go see that are a bit too far. Friends, I love you, but please shut the fuck up when watching a movie. When I'm at the theater with anyone, the worst thing you can do is ask me a question about the movie. I'm watching it with you, my guy. I don't know either. Personally, some of my friends have a great rule, where if someone needs to go pee, they tell the person next to them, and that person takes mental notes on everything that happened while their friend urinates. Quick side note, when you sit down after coming back from outside the movie, while it's playing, I am 100% okay with you getting a quick whisper of what you missed. Sitting in a chair needing to urinate is hell on earth, and going with someone makes it impossible to be a long-term problem, as long as you can catch on the pacing of the film going at strategic times. Finally, I hate cell phones. Turn them off. That is all. What else am I going to add to the conversation about cell phones? People think they can hide it, but in reality, it's a glaring distraction since it's a space specifically designed to block out distractions. If you need to take an important phone call, go into the lobby and get caught up when you get back. It's fine. The biggest complaint, regardless of the audience, is the price. Movie theaters charge so much for tickets and so much for concessions. Tickets aren't really their fault. Whether it's an older film that's cheaper for them to show, it's a reasonably priced ticket. The concession price also makes sense since it's the only way theaters make a profit, but I guarantee you if popcorn was cheaper, I'd be buying tickets to see old classics all the time. Overall, these are some negatives of the movies. The most common trait amongst them, other than the price, is the audience. So if you're watching this, please be considerate to others in the movie theaters. Thank you. Movie theaters are pretty cool, still with some minor negatives that ultimately come down to uncontrollable factors. Luckily, movie theaters have been compensated with a better experience for the viewer. Overall, I want people to go to movies more often, and maybe check out a film you are vaguely interested in. I watched a new Resident Evil in theaters, and I was dying laughing throughout the entire movie. Bye bye!